Well, here we are in the Gypsy. So, puppies had their morning walk. And what is my shirt doing this morning? Oh my goodness. They had their morning walk. I made some cold coffee. And, got rid of the trash. Again, when you're using your toilet, you just open it up, you take the bag, I tie it at the top, or roll it down, tie it there, tie it twice on the other side, stick it in with the regular trash, tie that up, and it all gets disposed in the morning. We had rain last night, so the car that I had cleaned yesterday is clean no longer. Oh my goodness. And we have one guy that came in here, somebody with a truck, and they set up a tent over here, and that's it. There were 2 of us on this side of the park, other than the camp host, which is around the corner down here. But other than that, really nobody comes out here at this time of year. They got a big tent up over there. It's a pretty big tent. Because of the heat, it's 100 degrees out here during the day. Now it's beautiful out here this morning. It says 67, although my temperature gauge thing in here has not worked right for a while. They did something at the car dealership. I don't know what they did, but kind of messed it up. But it's very nice out here this morning. It's nice and cool. Great temperature. Out walking the dogs this morning. We had a nice walk. So that was great. There's the camp host. They got a little tent. They're in a van. Van person. Now, I just watched another video this morning, and it was people that did a van, they did an RV, and then they did their like mini SUV. And they tried each of them out for quite some time. And the one that they liked the best, the little SUV. Now I can attest to that. I had a Road Trek, really great setup van. And I had it decked out. I even put $1,000 toilet in it to change it from the having the gray water, black water, and all that stuff that you gotta. Yep, there goes a jackrabbit. Big long ears. Because I hated having to deal with the black water tank, so I put in a composting toilet. And that was a great fix for that. Goes a little bunny. That was a great fix for that. You had a lot of room in it, all of that stuff, and it was a nice van. But what killed me, because I'm a goer, sit someplace for a couple of weeks at a time. I'm there for one day, and then I want to be on the road again. So for me, it was not optimal because of the gas. You know, you get 12, 15 miles to the gallon. And then you gotta have hookups and all of this other stuff. We did have a generator and things, but again, that uses more gas. And I did have an external battery there with solar that I could do. But for me, this has been perfect. This is the perfect vehicle for me. I have everything that I had in my road trek, with the exception of standing up, which I'm sitting down most of the time anyway. So, you know, and here I have the skylight, the sunroof here, that if I want to change my clothes, I can stand up. I open that up, I stand up, I can change them quite easily. And I have climate control, which my climate control is better in here than it is in the road trek. Okay. I can set the temperature much easier here. I had it lifted because in case I want to do some off-road things, once in a while I'd like to do the forest roads, etc. So I did have this lifted, so I have the ground clearance needed for that. I had all-terrain tires put on it. So again, if I want to do some off-road type of, area where you're going over rocks and this and that, you know, you don't want just the regular tires on your vehicle. So I did that as well. And this has worked out well because I can go anywhere really with this. And I get so much better gas mileage. Okay. And you can park it anywhere. And then there are some parks that you go into and it's, no vehicle over 22 feet, something like that. And now they're getting really crazy. What I saw yesterday, I was looking at a video last night, I couldn't believe it. They're really clamping down on everything now. Even a lot of the truck areas and stuff, they're closing off from vans, from RVs and things, and they're really clamping down on a lot of places. RVs, you can't park it on the street, you can't park it here, you can't park it there. So what happened with this? They really clamped down on these things with RVs. So with this, I don't have a problem. You can park almost anywhere. And like I said, I'm not somebody that's staying there for a week at a time, you know. I'll find a place, I'll go there, I'm there for the one night, and then I'm up early and I'm gone. But now you see so many places clamping down on RVs house that are, they see are set up for living in, they're really clamping down on it. So I saw another thing that said more people are leaving van life and getting SUVs. There's a little burro out there. One poor lone little burro out there all by himself. Poor little thing. One burro. So anyway, the way I have this set up for myself and my two puppies, we're happy as clams in here. Quite comfortable. And again, I can go just about anywhere. And we don't have a problem. This morning, first thing, I've got to go down. I got to get some more trash bags and toilet paper and paper towels, you know, things that you use every day that you need to replenish more often. External battery here plugged in, charging. So going into some place like LA, that type of thing, I may want to go in and then not have the climate control running all night. But I do want to keep my refrigerator, you know, staying cold. So I do have that little external battery that I can plug that into for the night. And I don't have to run the climate control, the engine and stuff to keep that cool. So that's what I'm doing now. I am got my little external battery plugged in so that can charge up. So in case I want to be somewhere and I don't want to run the engine, I can just hook up the external battery and we're good. And the battery's small. It's you know, it's like this. That's it. It's a small battery. Because somebody with a Class A, one of those big, towing a car. It's not easy, you know, people, I don't know what they're thinking, get these big Class A vehicles, and then there's hardly anywhere you can park them. You got to have a lot of money so you can, you know, because you got to buy room at these parks all the time, and that can get very expensive. I guess if you got a lot of money, it's okay. A lot of money, that's not so great. See Mickey Meek Lane back there. was seeing last night about what they're doing, really closing off in the last, I guess they said 18 months, they've really been closing off things like any beach access overnight. Walmart's, they're closing down, being able to stay overnight. Churches, I guess they used to allow people to stay at churches and stuff. They're closing those down as well. So, I mean, just limiting the time at rest areas. Some rest areas are saying like 4 hours you could spend there and that's it. So they're really tightening things against van life now. It's the greed of the corporations and that wanting to curtail people's freedoms. They made it so people can't afford to have a house or can't afford rent. So they get a van, they fix it up now, they're going to take that away now. And say, well, if you can't afford to buy into our corporate greed, then you can go away, okay? You're not a productive member of society then. We have no use for you unless you're filling our pockets in one way, shape, or form. So yet again, we need to really get this regime out of office and get some people in that have some compassion and understanding what it is not to be born with a gold spoon in your mouth and not worship money above all things. They love being at their home. They're, a lot of people are homebodies. They like cooking and they like, gardening and cooking. Cooking and gardening are not my two passions. So I'm not a homebody. And then, well, my home is nice. You can't see out to any nature where I live. Now, if I lived out, I had a little place out by forest land or anywhere out where I had nature, I'm looking out the window and seeing nature, that might be a different story. And I did try to find a little something, but very difficult to find a tiny house, a small house that I could find out by nature, that I could just enjoy that, can stand up and look at the stars, and I do enjoy that. Being able to be out where I can see the stars at night. One of my favorite things. Just toddling along here, and like I said, what I found though yesterday watching some of these videos was just what this regime is doing and how they're closing everything off. About the only thing that's left is, for many, is BLM land. Okay? And then you got, you can be there for so many days. So that's about all that's left. Everything else, they're trying to close it down for people. It was really depressing watching that last night. This morning, like I said, we're on the move again. We're rolling. I've got my refrigerators all carnivore. I've got cheese, eggs, meat. That's it. Cheese, eggs, meat. That's what I'm bringing. And Mercedes. Gotta have money if you're gonna have a Mercedes van. Good luck in getting it repaired. So anyway, on that note, I'll leave that here. I've been yammering on quite a bit this morning, but just some of the changes that are taking place. And again, we need to get these guys out and get some Democrats in that are, going to care about people and start opening things up for those that want to live this alternative type of a life. Now, the one thing I do have to say, though, the thing that I really get so distressed about is going out and somebody leaves their trash everywhere. I don't get why people, I've never even thrown a gum wrapper out of the car window. Never. I've never been somebody that's left trash anywhere. So you go somewhere and then you see stuff just along the highways as well, thrown out, bottles and this and that, and or you get to a off-road place and there's a bunch of trash there. What is wrong with people? Again, something I don't get. Just abuse Mother Nature rather than having the beauty of it. They destroy it. go get gas, you tie it up and you dispose of it. Not that hard. It's not that hard to do. Carry a little trash bin with you rather than throwing things out on the road. It just... So anyway, a lot of things, we'd like to see changed, and hopefully we get new people in that are going to care about the environment and open things up for people, and hopefully people that are